Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Serious Fun with SQL, and we'll be learning here how to use apostrophe or a single string, a single quote within a string without causing a syntax error. Okay, that's using an apostrophe or single quote within a string. So this is a typical PLSQL block structure that you're looking at. Although here we don't have an exception handling section. What we have is a declare. We have the begin and we have the end. In the declaration section is where you declare or sometimes initialize a variable or variables. Okay, and between the begin and end, that's called the executable section. Okay, again, like I said, we don't have an exception handling section for this. Is just a very skeletal example to illustrate the capability or how you can accomplish using a single quote or an apostrophe within a string. Okay, so again, we have a declaration. We are declaring a variable called shop name, and with the data type of varchar2 with we're allowing it to have a maximum length of 30 characters. Okay, so in Oracle SQL and in other flavors of SQL as well, if you're going to use a string, the data type that will be used is like this. In others, it might be called char. In Oracle, there's a varchar, but it's better to use varchar2. Okay, it's we can explain the difference in another video. So that's the data type being used, or that you should be using if you'll be declaring a variable which is a string. Okay, in the begin section, like I said, begin between this and this, that's the executable section. So we have already declared the variable called shop name, which is varchar2 of data type, that data type. And here we are assigning a value to it. Okay, so we are assigning a string value of John's bike shop to the variable called shop name. Okay, and then here is just a command dbms output put line, which is supposed to message or display something here at the output below. Okay, so in my case, I want it to display let us go to, and then we have this concatenation character, which is like a glue. So let us go to and then join together with the value of the variable shop name, which is this one, John's bike shop. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and execute this thing. Okay, let me erase everything first, so it's clear. And then you can either use this or this. The other one is SQL Developer, by the way. The second button is for running a script. Okay, so maybe I can do this. So you can see it displays, let us go to John's bike shop. But if you have a look, you will have a second look at this. Let us go to John's bike shop. You will see that something is amiss. Although there are real names that are spelled out in this manner, John's, maybe your intention was John with an apostrophe S, bike shop. But if you are a beginner, relatively new to SQL, whatever the flavor is. So if you're relatively new to SQL, you might be hesitating because your intention was to use John apostrophe S bike shop to display it as a message. But if you try it here, so shop name colon equals is assigning a value to the variable. So I will put an apostrophe here, apostrophe or single quote, whatever you might want to call it. So you'll notice immediately that there is this jagged, this pink colored line underneath, which is telling you there's an error. And if you look on your right-hand side, it's also, there is the same thing. So this pink here is telling you there's a syntax error. And if this happens to be a very long code, you can click on that and it will bring you to this location. Okay, see, if I click here, it brings me to that line exactly, right? So it is even it's saying syntax error, partially recognized rules, blah, blah, blah. So it's telling you there's something wrong here. Definitely, if I try to run this again, let me just clear it. If I run this again, So there is some error being displayed. Okay, it says you don't see somewhere down below. It says encounter the symbol S, etc. So there's an error for sure. So in Oracle SQL, and maybe I believe so in other SQLs as well, they have a similar approach. But specifically in Oracle SQL, to the way to use or embed an apostrophe or single quote within a string is a simple way, actually. You just add another single quote or apostrophe, and immediately you notice that the pink coloration, which is telling you there's a syntax error somewhere, is already gone. It's gone on the right side. It's gone here. The line, the zigzag line underneath, I don't know what it's called. So it disappeared, meaning everything is fine now. So again, what I did was simply to add another apostrophe or single quote right beside the one that was causing the error, and it solves the problem. And if you run this now, it will be what you expected to give you. Okay, let us go to John's bike shop. And that's what we wanted in the first place, to have John in the possessive case, John apostrophe S. Let's go to John's bike shop. Okay, so that's good. You're learning something here. Now let's go to the second line, within the executable sections. dbms output line, like I said, is a command to display something. It's like a print, it's like an echo command in other languages. So in this case, the bunch of the stuff inside the parenthesis is the one that we wanted to display, which is the hard-coded string. Let us go to be concatenated or joined. This is concatenation character to be joined with the variable value, the value of the variable shop name, which is in this case John's bike shop. We already have that, but maybe you're thinking the let us go to is I wanted to rephrase this, although the grammatical is correct. I wanted to rephrase this in a better way that suits me well. So maybe you wanted to do some contraction. Instead of using let us, I will use let's. Let apostrophe S. Same story here. So if you can see, even SQL is getting confused, and it is pointing to the Johns with the pink line underneath, thinking that that's causing the error. But actually, when you added the apostrophe or single quote in let's, that's what causing the error now. And when you look on the right side, you again see this pink color here. Again, if you happen to have a very long code and your cursor is somewhere, if you just click on this pink, it will bring you to the location of the error. So, but in this case, Oracle itself, the SQL engine, is getting confused and is thinking that this is causing the error, but it's not. I know for sure that it's being caused by this one. Okay, but somehow, at any rate, it brings you closer to the source of the error. Okay, so learning from what we have done in the first example, I will do the same thing. So at the location of the offending, if I can call it, apostrophe or single quote, the workaround or the way to do it is simply to add another single quote or apostrophe. And instantaneously, you can see that the pink is gone on your right-hand side, as well as underneath the word John's. And if you run now this script, it will give you what it needs. Okay, now let me erase the old output. Okay, and run it again. So there you go. Let's go to John's bike shop. An apostrophe here, an apostrophe here. So how did we do that? If you recall, in the wherever the apostrophe is located within the string, you will just add another apostrophe to it or beside it. To the left, to the right, doesn't matter. So same thing here. Earlier it was causing an error. So what we did was to add another apostrophe or single quote, whatever you may want to call it. So this is the video, which is wherein we learn how to use an apostrophe or a single quote within a string. And like I said, in SQL, especially Oracle SQL, The data type that will be used for a string is var cartoon. Okay, so I hope you learned something new from this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe right now, spread the word, and invite your friends, because there'll be lots of learning in the pipeline. Okay, hope to see you in the next video.